ZEC has given us a double top, potentially pausing recent parabolic gains for more tempered ranging activity, but where's the best place to buy now? Zcash has of course been very bullish compared to the rest of the market, flying the face of the bearish conditions, so to speak, and back in May we broke above this area here at around 444 to 460, which was previous nice support and nice resistance, of course, to the price action. Obviously, it's a clear level which we have yet to retest following that breakout. We're also tracking this continuation pattern as well following that breakout. And I was issuing a warning here because people looking at this continuation pattern and seeing a breakout of it may consider that a breakout could lead to much higher prices, unlocking this area approaching $800. But because we're running straight into clearly defined resistance, my suggestion was, of course, wait for a pullback to this area, because we're seeing a lot of this in the crypto market as well. These moves up and then complete resets, and even though ZEC has been, as we said, a little bit more stable, has been a little bit more resilient than that, the reality is that there's only so much bearish pressure that the market can cope with. On the back of a really big move, a reset is quite likely, especially as Bitcoin has some downside potential. So this is why we were eyeing up this area, this order block between around 492, 490, but we've also got this 200 MA coming in as well. And if you look at the multi-time frame, that's 4 hour, this is the 12 hour, the 200 MA is acting as nice support, and here's the daily, the most significant, meaning that once we enter this area, we do have nice support, and we haven't properly checked, we've flipped this moving average either as well. So switching back to the 4 hour chart, just so we can have a more granular view, as we said, we are now in this trading range, which means we don't long from here because we're below resistance. We want to wait for this area. So you got a few plays. You could be the hard buyer, you could come in here, straight buy, expect some kind of V-shaped bounce, and then take profits approaching this resistance area, approaching $700, just like we've seen here. Strong move down, strong move up, and then a further move down and reset. So locking your profits, just trading the range, that's an option. Or you could be a bit more cautious and wait for a reversal pattern. So you're coming back down to this area, watch for a W pattern of some kind, and then once you get the confirmation, look to come in on the flip side, and there you go. So you're waiting for a bullish signal. We've seen stuff like this before. Here's a break up and then a brief consolidation period. We put in a reversal pattern, and then away we go. You can wait for that, of course, but you can also look to come in here quite flush with the 457, and then if we do continue down, you can add to your position potentially again on the 200 MA, approaching $400, which gives you a variety of options to scale in this area of the promise of upside, or at least within the range which we're now trading in. Again, topping out approaching 700, 713 with a hard base at 400, which is formed by this 200 MA. But you can see where the other buyers are looking at. But when we have these moving averages underneath the price action, that gives us a little bit of assurance. It's a place to put our stop loss. It's a line in the sand to view in terms of whether the trade premise, i.e. a move back into this zone and a bounce, is invalidated. So it gives us lots of options, and that's all we can ask. But what we do need to be is patient. We need to be patient, which is why I said that we don't really have the current market conditions to be looking at these continuation pattern plays when ZEC, as an example, has had already such a strong move. That's something we would see in a bull market, where you can just see continuation pattern, move up, new continuation pattern, move up. But the reality is that's not the nature of the market. And even though people are looking at ZEC as an opportunity, it's offering volatility, it's offering us movement, the reality is that it can only do that when Bitcoin is sitting pretty with a potential of more upside. And now Bitcoin has started to flash more bearish signals again. The number of people looking to enter ZEC will start to diminish, or at least they'll be looking for positions in manageable areas in terms of risk to offset any downside potential, which is why this zone here between around 490 and 430 with a 400 base is where you want to be looking, especially on the back of this double top. But the best scenario I think for ZEC at the moment is to have some ranging price action, which we can capitalize on. And in order to do that, of course, we need to wait for ZEC to enter local support, and then we can take a trade. But that's ZEC.